Y'all ready for this?
Good morning, Creekside Otters. Today is Monday, January 9th, 2023. Let's start with the check-in. What zone are you in today? I have to admit, I'm in the blue zone today. I'm feeling a little disappointed in myself because I had told you last week about my goal to make it to all the classrooms last week, and I didn't make it to all the classrooms like I had hoped. So even though I'm feeling a little down, I'm also determined and I'm not giving up on my goal. And I am going to make sure that I make it to all the classrooms I didn't make it to last week, this week. So if I didn't see you last week, I will see you this week. Thank you to those of you who helped hold me accountable to my goal, because that's really important to me. I want to see all of you. All right, question for you. How many of you have ever read an audiobook? Audiobooks are a great way to read. So that's when there is somebody who reads the book to you. And I really like this as another way. Yes, I like to read a book when it's in my hands, but I also like to listen to books through audiobooks. And I just finished a series with my daughters that you might enjoy, especially older grades. And it was an audiobook. So it was really fun to listen to with my daughters. The book that the first book of the series is called A Beautiful Friendship, and it's by David Weber. And it's about a girl, her name is Stephanie Harrington, who moves to a new planet. So right there, that gives you a clue that this is a science fiction genre because she is moving to a different planet. So there's a little bit of science in there. There's a little bit of fiction because we don't move to other planets. We haven't learned that technology yet. So she's moving to a new planet. While she's on this new planet, she discovers a new species of tree cats. And then she becomes friends with the tree cats. And then she has to work to help protect them from people who want to take over their land. And so it was a really fun book. And then there are two more books after that. So if you like the first book, there's two more books, which is always nice when there's a series. But it was really fun to listen to it as an audiobook. If you ever get the chance to do an audiobook, I highly recommend it. And our library has audiobooks. So feel free to ask Miss Siefkes or Miss Hart about the audiobooks that we have available. All right. You notice that I read with my daughters a lot, but I realize I don't do a lot. I haven't been doing a lot of reading just for myself for fun. And so I decided to change that starting over break also. So just to let you know, I've been reading books too. And I just finished a book called The Light Pirate. And I'm starting a new book called The Book of Lost Names. And that one's a historical fiction that I'm excited to read. And Miss Hartman told me that she had read the Book of Lost Names and that it was a really good book. So I am looking forward to reading the Book of Lost Names. And then when I'm done, talking with Miss Hartman about it, because it's always nice when you read a book to have a conversation with someone else about it. And that can be your teacher, it can be a friend, it can be someone at home, family. So just remember when you're done reading, talk about your book with someone because it's fun to share like, oh my goodness, this was such a fun part. I really enjoyed this. Or maybe it wasn't your most favorite book in the world, and that's okay too. But it's always nice to talk about your reading with someone else. Who is someone that you can talk about your reading with? Think for a minute. Who are some people? All right, so here's my challenge to you. As you're reading your next book, or maybe it's an article, think about going to that person and telling them about what you're reading and having a conversation about it, because that's the best way to share what you're reading. All right, make it a great day, Otters.
Hi, Creekside Otters. It's Mrs. Mulestein. You can call me Mrs. M. Thanks for the warm welcome this week, as it's been my first week at Creekside. I've loved getting to know some of you and hope to get to know the rest of you a lot better as I start doing lessons and classes next week. So today's mindful moment is a mental vacation. And we are going to think of our very favorite place in the whole world to be, where we feel the most comfortable. And then we're going to explore the five senses, what our five senses might be experiencing in this place. So, as we begin our mindful moment, I want you to get comfortable in your chair, relax your muscles, and start your deep belly breaths. You may close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or you may just find a place on the ground and put your concentration on that. Okay, let's go. Let's start with the big belly breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth, or in through your nose and out through your nose if you feel comfortable doing that. While you continue your big belly breaths, I'm going to start describing or exploring the senses that you are feeling. So think of your favorite place. And now I want you to think of what things might you see in that place. Keep going with your breaths. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. What might you hear? Do you hear animals? Do you hear people? Do you hear the wind? Next, I want you to think of what you can smell. Then that may depend on where you're at. If you're outside, you may smell the dirt. You may smell the trees. You may smell the ocean. So think of what you can smell. Now, think of what you can touch. Is it rough? Is it smooth? What things are in this area, this place that you're at? Lastly, I want you to think of what you can taste. Can you taste anything? Can you taste the air around you? Can you taste what food might you be eating at this place? Does it fill you with joy? Okay, let's take our last breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And go ahead and open your eyes and come back to your classroom. Thank you for practicing this mental vacation with me. Big belly breaths bring oxygen into our bodies, and it fills our lungs, fills our bloodstream, but most importantly, it calms our heart and helps bring oxygen into our brain. And when our brain has lots of oxygen, then we can calm ourselves down, we can focus more, and we can learn better. Well, thank you for the nice warm welcome. I hope to see you around school. Bye.
Hey Creekside Otters! Our Otter Frenzy is off to a great start. Thank you so much for taking the time to review the Creekside Way. We are now 1 week in with 3 more weeks to go. Let's see how many Otter Frenzy tickets your class can earn this week. Stay tuned for the winners on Friday.
for this?